Love is Blind is notoriously filled with cringy moments, and Season 4 has been no exception thus far. Between love triangles, near fights, tequila-filled flirtation, and mean girl antics, Love is Blind Season 4 brings as much cringe as heartwarming interactions. Although there were some uncomfortable moments between singles in the pods, the most egregious interactions occurred after the couples left Mexico and returned to their real lives in Seattle. At the end of Love is Blind Episode 8, 5 couples were embarking on a journey of a lifetime. Kwame Appiah proposed to Chelsea Griffin after being rejected by mean girl Micah Lucier. Micah ended up choosing Paul Peden. In another tumultuous turn, Zach Goitowski ditched business owner Irina Solomonova for Bliss Poridazadi upon his return to Seattle. Rounding out the crew are Marshall Glaze and Jacquelina Bonds and Brett Brown and Tiffany Pennywell. As suspected, the couples attempting to integrate their lives created cringe-inducing moments. 10 Tiffany falling asleep in the pods on Love is Blind. Tiffany and Brett's relationship thrived in the last set of episodes. The two engaged in very normal conversation about financial matters and moving in together as they started their lives in Seattle together, and Tiffany's friends clearly approved of Brett. However, Tiffany falling asleep in the pods before their engagement was embarrassing and difficult to watch. Brett accepted her apology and proposed, but watching Brett profess his love for Tiffany as she snoozed away was cringe-worthy. 9 Kwame meeting Micah for the first time on Love is Blind before the pool party scene. Kwame commented just feet from his fiancée, Chelsea, that he knew he would be encapsulated by Micah no matter what Micah looked like. After a cordial meeting where sparks flew, Micah, perhaps fueled by whatever liquid she was imbibing in the Golden Goblet, teased Kwame for not getting to be with her. Kwame, clearly upset, approached her about it, and Micah proceeded to gaslight him into thinking she was joking. It was palpably awkward. 8 Zach and Kwame singing in the pods on Love is Blind. Unfortunately, Love is Blind Season 4 has been the season for serenades. As Kwame broke out his out-of-tune guitar to freestyle a poorly conceived song entitled, The Real Thing, Zach belted out a cringy serenade to the undeserving Irina. Even more embarrassingly, Zach lied about writing the song himself. Although their profession of love through what could barely be called music seemed to work for the two women, it was difficult to endure for viewers. 7 Paul and Amber's cheating conversation on Love is Blind. In addition to forgetting her name immediately after meeting her, Paul had another cringe-worthy conversation with Amber Wilder, a twice-divorced flight attendant, in the pods. When Paul asked Amber whether she would cheat on her partner, she answered honestly that if she had stayed with her ex-husbands, it would have gone down that path. She later explained that she hadn't cheated and would never cheat on Paul, but he was already uncomfortable. After that, he wrote the conversation off as a red flag, and it was all downhill for the pair. 6 Micah confronting Irina on Love is Blind. After arriving home in Seattle, Micah revealed to Paul that Irina had told her in the airport that she was attracted to Paul, which caught her off guard. Paul denied flirting with Irina and having any interest in her, and Micah met Irina for drinks to confront her in person. The resulting conversation was so incredibly fake and catty that it was difficult to watch. Micah acknowledged being Irina's only friend in the pods, and Irina agreed. Although they seemed to resolve the issue, when Irina doubled down by saying she just felt a connection, Micah snapped, "I could literally give a F***ck. I know he's not interested. It appeared Irina and Mika's friendship built on bullying ran its course. 5. Marshall and Jacquelina's fight on Love is Blind. Marshall and Jackie's woes began shortly after arriving home in Seattle but reached a fever pitch in episode 8. After Marshall left to cool off when Jackie told him to boss up, and that he needed to be more aggressive, the two engaged in a fight on camera which painted Marshall as a level-headed lover and Jacquelina as emotionally unstable. Marshall's one incredibly cringeworthy slip-up occurred when he referred to Jackie as a project. Jackie, rightfully enraged, left the room. The two eventually made up, and Jacquelina apologized, but there were so many compatibility issues between this volatile couple that it was difficult to endure this heated argument. 4. Irina asking Bliss for a candle on Zach's birthday. Everything Irina did on her thankfully short run on Love is Blind Season 4 was either cringy or maddening, and this interaction nearly took the cake. An avid baker, Bliss, who won over Zach in the end, sweetly made cupcakes for Zach's birthday. The selfish and vindictive Irina stared on maliciously as she realized she had forgotten Zach's birthday entirely. Irina awkwardly asked Bliss for a candle in a moment of sheer pettiness, and Bliss refused. The entire interaction was cringe-worthy from start to finish. 3. Josh confronting Marshall at Chelsea's birthday on Love is Blind. Jacquelina was tearfully forced to choose between Marshall and Josh Demas in the pods, and the two men nearly threw hands to demonstrate their love for the indecisive Jacquelina. Although she chose Marshall, Josh showed up at Chelsea's birthday party and was absolutely wasted. Toward the night's end, he confronted Marshall, expressing his love for him, hoping they could be bros. As he told Marshall repeatedly that he loved him, Marshall uncomfortably responded, "I appreciate that." Not reading the interaction, Josh kept hugging Marshall and saying, "Mr. Steele, yo girl." Running out of patience, Marshall responded that if Josh could steal Jackie, then he could have her, perhaps alluding to the possibility of an incoming breakup. Though it was cringy to watch, Marshall lifted the mood by concluding the scene, saying to himself, "The F***ck was that." 2. Zach and Irina's first meeting on Love is Blind. Zach should have known from the beginning that his relationship with Irina was doomed, as she was obviously disgusted by him, and there was no denying Zach made the wrong choice. There was zero compatibility and chemistry between the two. In what was perhaps the worst first look in Love is Blind history, the two kept reiterating how creepy this was, and Irina rejected a kiss from Zach. It was unbearable to endure this scene because the cringe factor was so high. 1. Paul meeting Mika's friends. Mika's mean girl attitude received plenty of well-deserved flack after the first set of Love is Blind episodes aired on March 24, but her awful friends truly put her antics to shame. Mika excitedly brought Paul to a bar to celebrate a friend's birthday, and she wasted no time introducing him to perhaps two of the most atrociously irritating women ever to grace the screens of reality TV. Her best friends, Shelby and Michaela. Already in the throes of drunkenness, they maliciously grilled Paul as he answered genuinely but with decreasing patience. After Mika joked that Shelby was easily angered, Paul reached the end of his fuse. "I can't say I care," he responded. Shelby slurred that she was 100% not supportive of Mika and Paul's relationship, and the abominably awkward scene ended on a tense note. Typical of Love is Blind, Season 4 of the hit Netflix reality TV series has already provided endless cringe-worthy moments that embarrass viewers through the screen. Although only the first 8 episodes have aired, Audiences can expect more cringe in the last 4 episodes leading up to the altar. The drama has only just begun. Love is Blind releases Fridays